Hey everybody, this is Dr. Nan with Exotic Lifestyle Events, and I'm going to be joining my dear friend Karenlee Poter with Sex Talk with My Mom, and she's also an author, and so she and I are going to be chatting tonight, so we'll wait for a few of you to come in. Hi, when you come in, if you'd let me know where you're from, that would be exciting for us. I see a friend of mine coming in. Hey, how are you? So how's everybody tonight? Is everybody staying healthy and happy and open to all possibilities? Let me check with Karen here and see if she's ready. Here she comes. All right, let's see. I'm going to invite her. Maybe. So let's see, how do I invite her? All right, so she's going to get her wine. So where are you guys from? And if you have any questions for Karen and I, we do like to talk about relationships and interactions, how this COVID experience is affecting you and your relationships. If you have any solutions, write them in there. And we'd love to always hear from you after the show. If there's any topics that you wish we would have covered, we can always do it on our next live. We're trying to do this weekly. Our schedules have been a little nutty. And sorry, Jeff, I'm just going to be talking with Karen this evening. So we're just going to keep it to her and I. But if you have questions, Jeff, you certainly can write them in the comments. So let's see, we're in July. Happy July. Just so you know, July is my favorite month of the year. I love July. I love the heat. I like summer. I like being able to be in water morning and night. And so I'm spending a lot of time in the water this time of year. And also it's, I don't know, I think July always represented vacation time as I grew up as a kid. We would go camping a lot and spend a lot of time in nature. So July has always been just a special time of year. So Christmas in July, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm open to, all right, so let's see, Karen, let's go. So let me just make sure my volume is up so I can hear her. Hi.
Hello there, young lady.
How are you?
Oh, it's just working.
Yeah? What you working on? What are you creating now?
We're creating an animated version of Sex Talk with My Mom, the podcast.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, so stay tuned. It's an inside secret that now everybody knows. Cheers.
Oh, we did right
tonight. Happy Thursday. Okay. Click.
Yep. I always said that this day of the week, I used to call it the shit day, because I would say, shit day, that people go, what? And go, sure happy it's Thursday.
I like that. Shit day.
I just look for any reason at all to swear,
Well, yeah. Me too. I don't even look for the reason. I just do it. So anyway, we got some questions going on here from DJ Fish and Chips. I need to ask, are you ladies swingers or monogamous?
We are magnanimous.
How did you guess? We're magnanimous.
Yes.
Magnificent.
So,
anyway,
yeah.
Why do you ask questions like that? And what about you? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't talk about personal decisions my husband and I made between us. I think it's very private, and it's something that he and I decided a long time ago that we just wouldn't share the details of our relationship, because that's like my most intimate life. It's the most sacred part of my life, and that isn't up for public display. I can talk about every kind of lifestyle, and I help people design their lives because I have no judgment about what people do in their lives. So, you know, that's as a counselor and an educator, it's not my role to talk about me. It's my role to be open to talk about you without any judgment. Is that kind of
I need help, doctor. I got problems.
Do you?
Anyway, actually, you've definitely helped me with many a time, many a decision to make, or many a thing to talk about. I think most people just want someone to listen to them anyway.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. The decisions are already made. But if you guys have any questions that you would like us to make decisions for, go ahead. Ask away.
We're here to help.
We're here. Any kind of questions that you might have, just ask away. Yeah.
Well, I like to consider myself an idea person. So, you know, I don't.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't have any preconceived idea about what people should do, or when I give advice, when people say, you know, I don't know what to do, and I'll listen to their problem, then I'll say, well, do you want some ideas? And so then I usually can come up with 2 or 3 different paths that maybe they could go, different things they could try, just so that they can see their options. And then maybe they'll throw in some, and we'll talk about those. But as an idea person,
I love that. Another Nancyism. I got a whole list over there. No,
I have no attachment to what they do. You know, it's like, it's your life, right?
Bottom line, I remember this movie. It was called "It's Complicated." Remember, it was with Meryl Streep, I believe, and Alec Baldwin, and she goes to one of the two. I don't remember who went to the therapist and like, just tell me what to do.
Right. Yeah, it's like people think that a therapist is there to tell you exactly what's wrong with you and what to do, and that's probably more of a psychiatrist that'll diagnose you and then treat you with medicine, but they're not necessarily going to help you solve your own problem.
Right.
And we all have the solutions to our problems. We just need to trust that, you know, that it's okay to screw up. I think everybody, sometimes we get paralyzed and so afraid choosing A or B, because what if I make a mistake? And the reality is you might, and that's okay.
Whatever it is, it is. I always learn more from my mistakes anyway, so why not make the mistakes? You'll learn something from it.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think that is really the key, is that be willing to make mistakes. Do you ever listen to Brene Brown?
No.
Okay, I'll send you some links to her videos. Yeah, she's amazing. Amazing.
I love making decisions.
She's her whole research of 20 plus years is about shame. And so she has some really beautiful things to talk about shame and courage, and how you cannot, you can't live life without some shame, but you can solve it with courage. And so that you have to be willing to push through and do the healing and accept the fact that you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. There's you know, I hate to use the word failure, because that seems like an end point.
Right. I know a lot of people consider their divorce a quote unquote failure.
Right.
It's not a failure. It just didn't work out.
No, and you made the right decision by getting the hell out of there, right?
Yeah.
Or letting them go. If they wanted to go, let them go, because
that's always the right decision.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't ever want to feel like somebody was with me because they felt they had to be.
It's called a pity fuck.
I don't want to. We used to call it a mercy fuck. It's like,
I don't need any pity fucks. Have any of you guys that are watching this right now engaged in any pity fucking? Anyway, who do we have here? What do we got? Interaction here. Oh, that was a jolt.
My battery.
Women. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Martinez.
You read it.
What was I going to say? Oh, I saw a great TikTok today. I
love TikToks.
Well, I do. And so here's what I have taken: Facebook and Twitter off of my phone.
And put TikTok on?
And I put TikTok on, so I'm just being entertained, right?
What is it? It's so compelling.
It is. It's fun. It's uplifting. You know, I find Facebook and Twitter to be completely anger provoking to me. So I'm TikToking.
The thing is, at least with Twitter, you don't have to follow certain people. So if you see things that you don't like, you can always just unfollow them. You know, Facebook, if you're friends with them, you're stuck with that. Yeah. So you took off the Facebook altogether?
I took it off my phone. It's on my computer, so if I need to do something with it, if I need to
I got you. So you didn't take yourself completely out. You didn't close your account or anything.
No. But so I'm using it more just to push product out rather than just scroll.
Right.
So if I want to be just entertained, have some brainless time, TikTok is my friend.
TikTok. So what did you find on TikTok?
Well, there was a great TikTok of a woman that was going, I went to my gyno today, and she was asking me, you know, if I was in a relationship. And I said, no. And she said, well, are you sexually active? And I said, yes. And so she paused and she said, oh, so you have maintenance men.
What?
And she went, and she goes, maintenance men. I'm going to use that.
I like that.
I thought
it's better than like friends with benefits or a fuck boy. I mean, everybody needs a maintenance man.
Yeah, they have a purpose, right?
Yeah, a maintenance man. They can fix the plumbing under the sink and maintain other parts of the plumbing. That's a good one.
Well, and some maintenance men get under the hood and do a little work.
You hear that, you guys? Dr. Nan getting a little pervy on us. Or at least my mind is going pervy on her.
What's under your hood?
Oh, I don't know. I got some shit under there. But my TikToks have been all over the place. Sometimes I'll just do, Karen, you're so hot. Thank you, Mr. Starbucks. If you own Starbucks, let me know.
Well, and Mr. Starbucks, she's not only hot, but she has the best heart and sense of humor and intelligence and just creative juice.
This is why I keep her around.
Top notch.
And I can say the same thing for this woman over on top here. She's on top. I'm bottoming out. I'm bottoming today. I'm bottoming.
I like being on top.
Do you? You like that? A little kinky girl there, yeah.
Okay, well, there's a personal thing.
Well, there's a topic we can discuss. So all you people that just joined us, all four of you, what's going on? Yeah, she is all that. Thank you. We would like to know if you're a top or a bottom or switch. Yeah. There's a good topic of the day.
Do you have a personal position preference?
Well, I have been called by Miss Nina Hartley and her friend Mindy that apparently I'm a pillow princess. They have labeled me as a pillow princess, which is not like a starfish.
No.
A pillow princess enjoys sex, but definitely likes to be pleased more than anything else.
You just kind of spread your hair out on the pillow. And
yes, this is the pillow princess here.
Let it happen.
I think it really depends on the partner too. Like sometimes you get in a groove with one like style and you just keep going with it because it works for you and it's, the parts work together. What do you guys think? What do you think, Dr. Nan? Do you have a personal preference?
It really depends on my mood and how much energy I have. But I do like to be more dominating at first. And because that kind of revs me up to feel a little bit more aggressive. And then I'll kind of like it when the tables are flipped on me. So
you're a switch.
I like to switch part way.
Switch it up, girl. Just switch it up.
Switch it up. But I think that, we have to be very careful, as we know, to not develop a total sex routine that is predictable and boring.
Exactly. I just think there's, there's sex for different days of the week or different hours of the day.
Different times a day, absolutely.
Different days of the week.
I got to put a little stuff on here. What's that?
I'm just blowing kisses at you here. So anyway, so if you guys are just joining, because I see that we have now a whopping 8 people.
I know.
So we had Michael Blackson on our podcast. No, we had Michael Blackson on our podcast, and he had over like 5,000 people on his live stream. But you know why? Because Tuesdays he does Titty Tuesdays and Thursdays is Twerking Thursdays. So that's why we're just not doing any Titty Tuesdays or today Twerking Thursdays. You don't want to see me twerk anyway.
Yeah.
I bet you're a good twerker. For some reason, I feel like you can't do that dance.
Well, I am a good twerker, but I require a very specific incentive.
What? You require what?
I got the move, but it has to be a very specific incentive.
To twerk, right? Yes, the incentive has to be there.
Yeah. It's like
and also, now, what do you think about? No, I'm not going to go down that route again. Because who was I talking to about this? Oh, yeah. I mean, twerking just seemed to be something recently in the United States. It's been around in African countries and the islands for years and years and years. But I don't think it's been nearly as popular as in the last 10 years here.
No, I think it's definitely, it comes a lot, I think, from the Caribbean culture and African dance, and more tribal dances are very much about, the hip movements and moving that's really the roots of sex energy and fertility dances. And,
right. But in the United States,
we're so prudish here.
Right. But also, I think, now this is just me going off into my own little deep end here. Okay. I think that it's becoming more popular because it's ass forward, and anal sex is more popular now than it was like 10 years ago. So I think that's why twerking is more popular these days, just in the United States. It's been around forever elsewhere. But I think it has to do with anal sex and liking the big booty. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense to any? What do you guys think? Am I on the right path here?
Yeah. Is it all?
It just seems like it. That's the focus. What?
Is it all about anal? But what's interesting about anal sex is that when we do surveys to women about anal sex, about 75 to 80% of women say they don't like it. They're not interested.
I know, in it. But then you look at porn and they all love it. That's because porn is so acting. They are acting, and they are doing it.
Not all of them love it. Yeah,
Mr. Starbucks says I'm onto something. Yes, I think I'm onto something.
Yeah, I think it's more about that freedom of sex energy. Where you see a woman so comfortable in her body and she's just moving it, and it is a bit of a sex simulation. I don't know.
But dirty dancing, like the dirty dancing, that kind of movements that we did when we were in our disco craze or after that was front to front. And it's still grinding away and all that kind of stuff, which is sexual too. It's just missionary versus doggy style or something. I don't know. But that's why I'm thinking there's something to the twerking that has something to do with anal. But this is just my philosophy of the day. It could change tomorrow.
Well, maybe we should do a survey.
Let's do a survey. What does everybody here think that's on exotic lifestyle events?
Is it all about the butt?
Is it all about the, it's, you know, and I'm all about the butt now because I always had a big butt, and then it was something to be like, oh my God, does my butt look big? And now it's like, everybody's like, let's get butt implants. I'm like, where were you when I had a big butt?
Does my butt look big?
Do you remember when the days when you were so nervous about if your butt looked big? At least I was, but back in, I would say the 70s or the 80s.
The only time I ever had a big butt, I was 9 months pregnant. Everything was big. I've never had a big butt.
I always had a butt. And I say had because lately, I don't know where it's going. Yes, it's still all about the ass, William is saying. For us men, we love nice butts. But if you did a survey in the 70s or 80s, people would say that, like, or whenever big boobs are popular, people would say, oh, I like tits. Now everybody's like, I like ass. This is, I mean, I don't know why. It just is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's always trends. And so we always, you know, I think that's where why I talk to a lot of young teenage girls, preteen and teenage girls about beauty and what is it and who defines it. And I let them know that it's so trendy and it has nothing to do with individuals. It has nothing to do with who they are or what they have. And they don't have to remodel themselves to be liked by total strangers. Like, who gives a shit if total strangers think you're hot? What does that do for you?
Well, just for the example I just said is that I was so paranoid about my damn butt because Twiggy was popular then. Remember that, Twiggy?
I know. I was Twiggy, so I was always like
you were Twiggy.
I was Twiggy.
You were a little stick figure, but that was the epitome of beauty and sexiness.
Right.
And I was not Twiggy. I was Kim Kardashian butt or Rihanna or whoever it was that first made it hot. Beyonce butt. I was a Beyonce butt, and now when I want to be Beyonce butt, I'm going back to Twiggy now. You can't win.
Well, I think we can win, and here's how.
Just like what we got now.
Well, I think when you talk to men, real men, not you know, people that are just on the internet that you don't really, that aren't really going to have a conversation with you. Like all these people right now on our live, they're going to communicate with us, right? They're
being very respectful. I mean, I'm looking here. And Mr. Starbucks said, for us black men, we love nice butts. Yeah. I mean, William likes both.
I have a great butt, but it's not big, but it's hard. It's firm. It does its job. You know, you smack it and you might hurt your hand, but then, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's from all that yoga you were doing. All that yoga.
Yes.
But they used to have a saying, the bigger the cushion, the better the pushing. There you go.
Well, I've never had any problem. I've never had any problem with that. And so here's what I tell women, and I tell myself and women, is when a man is with you, there's more to you than your parts, you know. And so going and getting yourself remodeled is only going to attract men that like the remodeled parts, perhaps, but you still want them to like you and be into you, and you are still the same no matter what parts you have.
Which is why it really irritates me when I hear that. Well, like when I was writing my book about cougars and cubs, it irritates me when people say, "Well, after a certain age, he's going to dump you for a younger woman." I'm like, wait. So I'm with a younger guy, and he's going to dump me at a certain age for another younger woman. But why wouldn't he want to be with the younger woman now if that's what he wanted, first of all? And second of all, what happens to all the people that are currently married to each other, that one of the people has, you know, some medical condition or whatever, and they end up not being as attractive or whatever in the eye of the beholder? You're going to dump that person? You're going to leave that person? I don't think so.
People don't leave other people because they've turned a certain age. They leave
a certain look.
Or a certain look, or have a certain body part. They leave people because they don't feel valued with that person. They don't feel desired. They don't feel joy. They feel like everything is an effort and a drag. I talk to men all the
Or
time.
there could be other reasons too that have nothing to do with that. They leave people because they're bored.
Bored.
Or whatever. They want to
Yeah.
go find some new younger model, or some new older model, or some office person, or someone that they've, met at the Starbucks.
Well, the reality is though, most men who leave women for, what the wife says, somebody younger, it's not necessarily that. It's that somebody really desires them, and the wife loses desire for him, and she treats him like one of the kids. I see this all the time. Women treat men like one of the children. They berate them. They boss them around. They're no longer sexual partners. They're just they're a family that has none of that energy with the couple.
But I have to beg to differ that I know certain scenarios where the man just kind of like, it wasn't the woman. He just wanted to go find someone new, and he found her best friend. Why? Because he has a wandering eye. I don't know. It can't all be her fault. She couldn't
no. It's not a fault.
Maybe he's a thrill seeker. Maybe, it's like a variety is the spice of life. Maybe he just wanted something new. Maybe he wanted her best friend, that.
Yeah. Well, I think that what you're bringing us to is that I don't think that everybody's monogamous. But that doesn't necessarily mean you want to have a whole new partner and you want to leave this one. But it means that maybe you need some variety. But if you're only given two choices, especially as you get into a certain time in your life and you're thinking, my days are kind of numbered. Maybe I'm losing,
society teaches you should only be with one person.
Right.
And you should only be with the opposite sex. You should never be with anybody else. Never try anything new. Never try multiple partners. Never try, vibrators. Society teaches you all this shit.
Right.
And you have to just decide what you enjoy doing. Yeah. So we've been asked by Justin a number of times, where are we from? So we should answer that.
Okay. So I'm from California.
That's a good answer. And I also currently live in California, but I lived most of my life in Chicago. That's where that little accent comes from. Mm-hmm. And where are you from, Justin? Giving some really interesting perspective on things. Thank you. My ex broke up with me because I was getting worse in my room. Worse?
You mean in the bedroom?
Or were you being sloppy? Were you not putting away the dishes? What were you doing in your room?
Yeah.
That you were getting worse at. What were you getting worse at in your room? Justin, you're from Pittsburgh. Wow.
I have a lot of friends from Pennsylvania. From let's see, is it
Billy?
Harrisburg. I have a couple friends in Harrisburg.
Denver, Colorado, from Mr. Starbucks.
Awesome.
Another nice place to visit.
That where you get to be in the Mile High Club every day.
Oh yeah, I got relatives that live in Denver, Colorado. We visit them fairly a few times already, and it's been fun over there. But I have a little altitude sickness, a little bit.
Yeah, you have to prepare for it.
Yeah, stop drinking a lot of red wine.
There are some medicines that you can take that will help you with that if you went again. That aren't harmful.
Thank you, Dr. Nan, Nurse Nan. How's it been over there? Have you been swamped?
Me?
Well, your clinics.
No, it's
good.
It's good in a way, but not good in a way. I mean, our business is down about 50%, so that's not good.
Yeah,
but
you don't want your business to down, but on the other hand, that means that there's not a lot of COVID-19 over there. Well,
but we wouldn't be seeing a lot of the COVID. The hospitals would, and the hospitals are getting more people in. Our numbers went from being, we live in a small town of 100,000, so we had 40 here for weeks and weeks, and now we're up to 120. So bam, jumped, and we've got more people in the hospital all of a sudden. And we have, you know, we live in a part of California that is, it's a group of people up here that want to change this part of California. They want to split off to become the state of Jefferson. So what does that tell you?
Thomas Jefferson? What?
They want to become.
Oh, well, let's just say, how about you go back to your state of pilgrimage? I can't believe that.
Seriously.
With what's going on right now, they want to become the state of Jefferson.
Yeah, I moved up here a long time ago because it was affordable. I had an aunt and uncle lived up here. It is a great place to raise a family. Well, I used to think that. There's no diversity.
That sucks.
But when I first moved up here, which was in the late 70s, in the first week, there was a cross burning on a family home up in the mountains.
Blacks, Jews, what? Everything?
But they were black, and it was we had a group of the KKK that lived up here.
Oh my God. I would not be able to live there. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
It's not easy. I isolate. I don't have
come live by me in Los Angeles, where we embrace all races, colors, creeds, and cultures and religions.
Well, that's why I prefer to spend time down there. I love my house here, you know, and I have a few close friends, and Mark has his work here.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's not.
Mr. Starbucks would like to know how often we do these talks. We've been doing it every Thursday quite since the COVID-19 started here, the Coronaville, since our lovely president. No, don't even. So does that mean those people that would like to change your state name to Jefferson, are they Trump supporters by any chance? Oh, that must be very difficult. I don't know. I don't know how you can live in that environment. It's toxic.
Well, let's just say this about that. So I have another Facebook account that's like more local. Like I used to push my yoga studio stuff out there. And I have some really choice conversations with people about Black Lives Matter. And I had a woman the other day. Okay, this is gonna blow your mind. I just sat here with my mouth agape. She writes, "I just wish." I'm sure I'm gonna just put the accent.
Okay, whatever you do, don't call her Karen. Just don't call her Karen, though. Okay.
No, I won't call her Karen. No,
thank you.
She goes, I just wish they'd change those letters, because those are some nasty letters that they use, and they could pick a better set of letters. That's just disgusting. And I went, huh? You're criticizing the B, the L, and the M? What the?
What kind of letters did she want you to choose? The KKK? What the fuck?
I mean, I don't know if because of the B and the M in there, and she was thinking bowel movement. I don't know. She's got a shit.
Yes, she was.
Phobia.
I mean, it's like, oh
my God. It's like BLM. It's like, those nasty letters. That's just disgusting. It was like, oh my God. Now we're going to pick on the letters that they chose.
Well, whatever those kind of people, whatever they can criticize, are going to find to criticize, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. I said to her, it must be nice to be so blinded by the white that
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm so proud of you. That's awesome.
I go there. I don't hold anything back. It's like, fuck them. So I go, I'm so sorry you're so blinded by the white that you believe that your opinion about the letters they chose matter at all. Because guess what? They don't.
Wow. That is I'm so proud of you though for, standing your ground there and telling her to fuck off.
I do. And I don't have a lot of friends here, like I said.
What a shocker. It could be, I don't know whose choice that was.
Yeah, it's mine. Believe me. I mean, I have to say, in this last 3 years, I have discovered so many racists among me. And it's like, oh my God, how could I not know? I mean, I knew they were misogynistic, kind of bigoted kind of people. But to see the venomous racism out of them, it's appalling. Absolutely appalling. I don't want to.
I'm glad I live where I live, because it's quite a diverse building in itself, and
your building is very cool.
My building, oh my God, it's very diverse, and I love that about it, because I get a chance to experience all people's differences, and I don't even notice it anymore. That we're all kind of the same at this point. Even though I am the elder statesman, I think, of the building, but that's okay.
Well, I think that's when you travel the world, and that's what I think. I feel badly for people that can't afford to travel and experience, because I think that changes who you are and how you see the world. But there's other ways to learn about different cultures, and to embrace culture in and of itself, and to think that people say, well, but we have a white culture, and I go, well, what exactly is white culture?
Who says that? It's so offensive to me that I know, but it's so offensive to me to hear that. It's just I'm embarrassed to be part of that. It's disgusting.
Ditto.
Well,
it's 1:36 a.m. in the UK. Well,
why are you up?
Are you getting up, or are you going down?
Wait, she's the best. She's the best. She's got the best accent too. Tell us what's going on over there in the UK. You got any racists there, like we got over here in Northern California?
They do. Just finished a Zoom call. Cool.
Nothing like that with old friends. I did the same thing. I gotta, not to switch the subject, but I gotta tell you, Zoom has saved my life. Otherwise, I'd be like talking to myself, talking to the walls, and other than talking to you. Yeah. I mean, I literally have had such a great time. I'm going past reconnecting now. I'm talking about connecting. Like, I was marginally friends with some of these people that I hang out with on Zoom now, and now I'm like really good friends with them, because when I moved, I lost contact with a lot of people. Me too, sister. Wait, Ransom Big Pants. I forgot your first name again, though. Tell us your name. I forgot, but she is absolutely adorable and sweet.
Yeah, I think Zoom has definitely imparted a whole different connectivity, and because I love doing these kind of things, but yet we can't hear people and see people,
Right, but in Zoom, you don't want to do more than like even past 4. It's too hard to talk because everybody's talking at once. Trust me.
I've had two ELR parties. We've done 2 because a week ago we were all supposed to be in Jamaica together, right? And so we've done 2 Zoom teaser parties, and we've had probably 15 or 20 people in there, and it's hilarious because all you do is laugh. I mean, it's somebody's doing something silly, and of course it's a wild group anyway, and we've all been together for some of us over 10 years.
Was this a clothing optional Zoom by any chance?
It's always clothing optional with us. You never know who's going to come out with what. But it was, oh my God, it was so much fun and so uplifting, and we were just it was just hilarious. And there wasn't a lot of deep, meaningful conversation, but it was fun. So it was, but I think after 4 people, just to have a deep, meaningful conversation would be tough.
Right. And even not meaningful, it's still easier to talk with just 4. We were just talking about what surgeries are we going to get? Hey there, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So your name is Neens? Ransom Big Pants? Neens? I've had some of the worst hangovers on Zoom. That's true too. another truism. Yeah, but Zoom has definitely helped the loneliness, it's just a matter of like, I think especially if you've moved away from your hometown, because I know people in Chicago are still getting together with each other, which I don't get. Explain to me this. How are they able to sit 2 feet apart from each other, even outside of a restaurant, but let alone inside a restaurant, and say that that's okay without a mask on while you're eating? I don't get it.
So here's the thing. In our town, we had a group of 14 people turned positive who had been at a party, a graduation party together.
Outside?
Yes, outside. But nobody wore masks. So they're, it's like they're not wearing masks. They're hanging out together. They're not standing 6 feet apart. Oh. They're sitting around a table where all the air is, all the breathing's going toward each other. And so 14 people positive.
Well, our building are all fucked.
Yeah.
No, our building is now fining people if they do not wear a mask out in the public areas of the building.
Excellent.
And I think that's
we're going to have to come to that. That's the sad thing is we can't just rely on adults and human beings to do the right fucking thing. Right. We have to punish them. We have to fine them. We have to, it's like, we have so many people up in this part of the country, those Jefferson people who just believe that that it's against their constitution to have to wear a mask. They're not going to wear a mask.
No
matter what. They're not, you're not going to take my rights away. I'm going to carry a Uzi and a gun.
I was going to say, what is their stance on gun control?
Oh, need I say more? I mean,
we're finding out.
I think people should be able to protect themselves. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need 14 automatic weapons in your house.
You don't?
I don't think so.
Can you imagine if I had an automatic weapon? I'd be like, I can't even lift this thing up. What am I going to do with this Uzi?
Right.
All right. So NEEDS is short for Nina. Lockdown restrictions being reduced from Saturday. Reduced in the UK, here in the UK.
Okay.
Well, you guys got it when? Or way earlier than us, though, I think, right?
We reduced them, and then we were so stupid. Now they're being reenacted. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think
don't get her started on those with no common bloody sense.
What is
love it.
I think for me, I have a problem being the nice girl that people will walk up to me without mask on the top deck. And the next thing I know, they're like standing like a foot away from him. Like, what are you doing? Like, back off. But you don't want to be rude and you don't want to be mean. And then they're like, here, I got to show you this picture on my phone. And they're handing me their phone. I'm like, no, I'm not taking your phone. I'm not touching your shit. But it's hard to be polite and yet not hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm just, don't get me started. It says Vance in the pants.
I saw a great post the other day. I'm going to try to find it and send it to you. And it talked about who the hell ever told us that it was not okay to be rude to strangers who were being rude to us.
Well, that's a good point. But I honestly don't think that these women that came up to me, for example, or men, I don't think that they were thinking they were being rude. I think they were just being thoughtless, especially when they had a couple drinks under their belt. Hi! And one reached out to give me a hug.
There's a fine line between thoughtless and rude. And I think it's okay. The universal sign, and I've actually, I have to tell you a story real quick, but after I'll come back to it. But the universal sign for back the fuck off is just to go stop.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm gonna have to do stop. Wait a minute.
And they will
do a little dance.
They will stop. So I got a message today. It about broke me down from a mom. I've taught several groups of young teens, girls. I've gone and we've had roundtable conversations about sex and boys and all that stuff. So these moms get together and they invite me to come talk to their daughters separately. So the moms all leave and they leave me with their daughters. So we have great conversations. So I got an email from the mom this morning at 6:30 in the morning saying, I just have to tell you, because there was this guy that was teaching, that was a soccer coach at one of the universities here, who had been grooming all these moms to get them to bring their soccer teams, the little girls, to him. Well, he molested one and got arrested, got caught.
Oh.
And this, so in my groups of little girls that I taught them some self-defense. Because Mark has taught me self-defense, which has saved my ass many times in my travels. I've had to beat a few men up, so just saying. So I'm not afraid to do that.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm not, yeah. So I was teaching these girls.
Good for you.
Sharing with them. You know,
I mean, I have a martial arts guy teach me, but this guy was like 6'4", big guy like this, you know. I'm like, I can't see me being able to grab a hold of his wrist and turn it upside down and, you know, I don't know.
I next time we're together, I will teach you 3 moves that will save your ass. 3 moves. That's all it takes.
You know what? You should do it on TikTok. These are 3 moves that are going to save your ass.
I should, yeah.
Wait a second.
So, but I taught the girls this.
Yeah, what did you teach them?
Well, I'll have to explain
Okay.
it. It's a little hard to explain. Anyway, the mom wrote to me and said, my daughter was one of his students, and he came at her, and because of what you taught her, she got away from him. And I was just
your job on this earth is done. You're done. You can safely say your job is done. As mom and that's awesome.
It'll just choke me up. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
That's awesome. All right. So wait a second. Yeah. So Neen said, USA is a bit of a laughing stock here in the UK. Trump doesn't believe it's a thing. What the fuck? We're saying what the fuck as well. Trust me. There ain't anybody not saying what the fuck.
So Neen, is there room in the UK for us? Can we come stay with you, please? Please invite us to stay with you.
She won't bring her Jefferson statue. She won't bring her Thomas Jefferson statue. I will not cook, but I will entertain you with TikTok dances.
Karen's the entertainment. I'll cook. I'll clean. I'll teach you self-defense, and I'll bring sex toys. I got you.
Oh, I got you covered on the lube. I got Uber Lube here. Mention code MOM at uberlube.com and you get 10% discount. Just saying. Yeah,
I'm looking at islands. I think we should just buy an island, Karen.
Oh, I'm done. And I have my friend, my other Nancy, who will definitely be happy to buy that island with us. Okay. Especially if it's St. Lucia. She loves St. Lucia.
Okay, let's find a little island off there. So listen, I was in Cartagena, Colombia many years ago, 10 years ago. So there are thousands of itty bitty islands out of Cartagena that are the most beautiful, and some of them are the size of a house. But they're like, seriously. But
what happens when there's a big wave? There goes the house.
But this part of the ocean, it doesn't change. It's like the smooth because of reefs and stuff.
Oh wow!
So there's itty bitty islands that are.
So does someone own it, or can we just inhabit it?
You can buy them. They're cheap, you know.
Well, okay. Yeah. Neens, are you interested? She said her phone ran out of battery.
Oh man, you're gonna have to go back and watch it, Neens.
Go watch it. She'll put it on her. Just follow her on exotic lifestyle events. She takes, for those of you who don't know and are watching this later, she takes usually when we don't have this issue, she takes groups of people down to hedonism, and they have a wonderful time. I've yet to been there, but I was definitely contemplating it this year.
Seriously, if I had to summarize in just one sentence, and that's really hard for me to do because I love words, but if I had to summarize in a sentence what the Exotic Lifestyle Retreat was about, it's about empowering women to feel confident in the skin they're in, and it's about educating men how to be in a relationship with confident, empowered women.
I love that. That is beautiful.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
Right.
It's not about fucking and, you know, I mean, maybe people do, that's fine. That's an adult thing people want to do, good.
Right.
But that's not what it's about. It's about really learning to embrace who you are, how you feel, what are your boundaries, and own them. Own them. You know, if you don't want to get naked in public, by God, you say, I don't want to get naked in public, and nobody says a word about it.
But if
they
you do,
honor you.
Go for it.
And if you say, I want to be naked as much as possible, people will go, okay, go for it. You know, it's all about supporting each individual's journey without
it's sort of like
judgment.
it's sort of like improv. There's a game called Yes and.
Life improv.
It's like life improv. You just go ahead and, you know, you say something. I like to be naked. Yes. And I like to run from the trees, you know, whipping my dick around. Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
I mean, one year, not in our group, but there was a man at the resort, this very tall, lanky man, probably in his late 70s, early 80s, stayed to himself. It was, I don't think it was December. It was midsummer, late spring, but he was really into Santa. And so he wore a Santa outfit that was really just kind of a Santa style cocksock. And he wore it all week. And
a Santa style hat. Are men required to wear cocksocks?
No.
He felt the need to.
And he would be out there dancing, and he was just, I mean, he didn't bother anybody. He was in his element. He was happy, and people just celebrated his happiness. You know, it was really quite fabulous. So it's like you go, wow, that's so cool that somebody there's a place for people to go to really just be free.
Means no, that's not true. Santa and sex is wrong.
What was that?
She thought Santa and sex is wrong.
What do you don't think Mr. and Mrs. Santa get a little naughty?
You know their little elves do.
Well, you know, that's where the ho, ho, ho came from. It was his calling his wife. You little ho, ho, ho.
Oh, let's get a little ho down. It's a ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho.
I'm gonna check your ho, ho.
And she's like, get over here, you hoe, and bring me, I've been very naughty. Bring me that elf over here. He's been naughty with me.
That's right. That's right. Santa is real, and he has sex. Just get over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your parents. I hate to tell you, but your parents had sex too.
Only one time if you're an only child. I don't want to hear anything about it. Not listening. They did not. I can tell you that one thing I love finding out. My dad was 90 years old, and I was looking at his passwords. You know, he had written down his passwords before he died. I was checking it out, and I'm looking. I see on the passwords we got, you know, his website passwords and his Instagram, all that other shit or whatever he was on. He had a porn site password.
Of course he did.
I was so happy to see that.
No doubt.
Never too old to watch porn. 90 years old with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I was like, that's my dad.
Well, that's why I'm creating that course, you know, sex through life. You know, it's like from birth to death, we're sexual beings. And why we're surprised by it, there's something wrong with our culture. That we've created all these myths around who's having sex and why. And so the idea that babies aren't having pleasure, sexual pleasure, but it's not about wanting to have sex with somebody else. It's about pleasure. And as we, all through life, we enjoy things that feel good. Sex happens to be one of those things.
Yeah. Sex sells. That's why sex sells. So speaking of sex, no, I'm just kidding. We're going to be signing off any seconds. I wanted to be able to say goodbye because they only let us have a certain amount of time anyway. Damn predictor. What are you saying there, Neens? You're going to call me Jesus? They didn't have ads, Immaculate Conception right here. Yep, that's me. All right. Someone else has had a couple of glasses of wine too many. I don't know what the fuck that meant. Oh, predictive text. Okay. And then we got someone saying ass. Okay, I think this is our cue to say goodbye. If you guys
balls.
I have to do a plug here. I got some books out to sell on Amazon. You got Fuck Games, Date Cougars. This is an awesome book for anyone who wants to learn about older women and younger men relationships. And I got Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There. They're both on Amazon. Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There. It's all about getting your ass back out there. Go over to hedonism.
Get your twerking ass back out there, no matter what size.
Get the twerking ass out there. Just twerk that butt.
Make it work.
Do some TikTokers. Nance, you definitely got to do a nice little TikTok on those 3 moves.
I think I do. I'm going to write that down. Okay.
Yeah.
3 moves.
3 moves.
All right, my friend.
We love you guys. And I love you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for piping in. And we'll be back next week for more.
Yeah. Follow both of us so you know when we're on and you can join again. We love you too, Benny.
That'd be great. Karen Poter and Sex Talk with My Mom. All right?
Sex Talk with My Mom is a podcast. You'll see Nan. And if you listen carefully, you might hear some Dr. Nan episodes.
Maybe. We need to do some more. All right.
Bye.
Love you. Have a good week. All right.
You too, sweetie. Let's talk.
Okay. Bye.